Hey, working mom. Welcome to Order Meets Style. I'm Zizi Mann, professional organizer with Firefly Bridge Organizing. I'm here to provide you with simple tips and ideas to organize your home so that you can love the way your home looks and functions, and so you're proud to invite anyone over anytime without stressing out about clutter. Ready for a beautifully organized home that makes you smile every time you walk in? Well, let's make it happen. We're in the second week of our Make Summer Easy series, and in today's episode, I want to share 3 activities that your kids can do at home that will keep them entertained and engaged without you consistently having to be with them. And the Make Summer Easy series is a set of short episodes with simple things that you can do to make the summer season just a bit easier for you as you juggle your family, your work, and the activities outside of the regular school year. These are things that you can do so that you can actually enjoy the summer with the kids at home more. And think of these as idea starters. So yes, you could follow the series exactly, do every activity that I tell you about, but you can also use the series as sparks for your own ideas. Build on them, let yourself be creative, and join in with other moms to make all of these ideas your own. With this series in your back pocket, I hope that you'll be prepared for the summer and that the series is going to help you save some time and get rid of some of the stress and frustration that can creep in during the precious summer months. So let's take a look at these 3 at-home activities to keep your kids busy, activities that you can help them to set up, but that they can then do independently for a while. These are for the days when maybe you have a busy work day at home or there's no summer camp, but you can't do an outing. When they were young and it was summer, my kids woke up before the sun, it seemed. We joked that they were born to be farmers. I could hear them awake and they were chatting and moving around. It was really nice not to have to get them ready for school. But you know what I didn't love? I didn't love coming out to the kitchen or the family room and finding them all on an electronic device and playing their video games. And during the school year, we had a rule that electronics were for weekends only. And that was great and it worked. But I didn't want to push that rule into the summer because realistically, I knew that I might need them to play a game together at some point during the day. And so I wanted our message to them to be consistent, right? And honestly, electronics were an integral part of our lives by that point. And of their lives too. And I liked that they were able to navigate these things, navigate through games, navigate PowerPoint, Word, things like that. None of my kids had a social media account though at that point, so I wasn't worried about that. But I had to think of something for those early mornings while I was getting ready or getting breakfast ready, or if I just wanted the chance to stay in bed a little bit longer, things that they would have to do so they wouldn't just be playing an electronic game all morning, but that they would be engaged in something else. So the first activity that I have for you, the first idea I have for you to keep the kids engaged at home is what I came up with for my kids to provide them with a little bit of education during the summer while also staying entertained. It's a series of 3 tasks that they had to complete before they were allowed to play their electronic games. That's the rule that we made. That's the rule that they agreed to. We have this long built-in desk in my home office, and we'd set it up for 3 workstations so they could sit next to each other. And every morning in the summer, the kids would wake up and naturally they'd play in their rooms for a while with all their toys and they were laughing and joking. And then at some point they would come out to my office and settle in. And they would do their routine of these 3 tasks before they would then start playing their electronic video games. First, they had to complete 1 lesson of this typing tutorial game called Dance Mat Typing. Then they had to do 2 Duolingo lessons. And third, they had to type and send an email to a family member. And usually it was my mom and my sisters. And so we were, weaving in a little bit of education, teaching them how to type, teaching them how to maneuver through Word, and then learning a little bit of a language. And it's funny. I've never asked my sisters or my mom what were in those emails that they sent them every day. And as I'm recording this, I'm making a note right now to ask them today, what did the kids write to you? And maybe it'll be a great set of memories for them, documenting those summer mornings when they were really little. And so when they finished those 3 tasks, they were allowed to play their electronic games together. And then after that, we would be having breakfast, we'd be getting ready and starting our days. Well, I mean, they had already started their days, but we, the non-farmers, we would be starting our days then. So I think that creating a set of morning tasks that are gamified in some way can really help to start your kids' days off in a good way. And you pick what those morning tasks should be and when they should be doing them based on your family's schedules. So if you have breakfast as the very first thing, then you can plan to have them do their series of tasks right after breakfast. Tweak it to fit your lifestyle. I found that it worked best as a series of 3 short tasks in a row so that they were occupied for a period of time, but there was some variety for them. And so here are some ideas for what those activities could be. Like I mentioned, a typing tutorial game like the one I used, which was Dance Mat Typing, which has levels that the kids work through. There are others, though. There's also education.com, which has typing games and lessons that are sorted by grade level. And typingclub.com is also great. It has guided lessons that the kids progress through. And I've put a link to each of those sites in the show notes so you can find them. And these are all free resources, by the way. Another task can be to do a lesson or 2 on Duolingo, like I had my kids do. You could have them read a number of pages or a chapter of a book each morning, or handwrite a card or short letter to a friend or a neighbor or the mayor of your town or a family member. And later you can show them how to address the envelope and where to put the stamp on an envelope, and then, show them how to take it to the mailbox or the post office to send it out. And I think handwriting is something that's a little bit lost these days, so that might be nice. And maybe they have to do something like feed the pet or replace your pet's water as one of the tasks. You could have them make their beds. Maybe each morning they have to bring their dirty laundry to the laundry room or put away yesterday's clean laundry into their drawers. They could set the breakfast table if they're old enough for that, or unload the dishwasher. They could make a phone call to grandma and grandpa each morning if that's something that works with the timing. I think also teaching them how to greet someone on the phone and speak on the phone and ask questions, have a little conversation on the phone is quite important. And they could create a proposed lunch and dinner menu, maybe on a whiteboard or on a piece of poster board, whatever, or even in PowerPoint, which of course then you must be allowed to approve or modify if there's something inappropriate in that menu. The best part of all of this is that by the end of the summer, they'll have improved a skill set significantly, whether it's typing, writing, reading, or learning just to be independent by doing some important household maintenance. Okay, so the second at-home activity that's fun and engaging, I think, is in-home camping. Now, of course, you could simply have them build a fort with the couch cushions and blankets, but we went all out a few times in the summer, during the summers, to make it really out of the ordinary for the kids. And that's what kept them really engaged. If you have a camping tent, set it up inside where there's room in your dining room or your TV room, and then have the kids deck it out inside with fairy lights or LED lanterns, some pillows, stuffed toys. They could add some of their books and Legos, coloring paper and crayons, and then have them pretend they're camping even while it's full daytime. I suggest fake food, not real food in there, so that you're not searching for crushed Cheerios or Oreo cookies every night. We left the tent up for about 3 or 4 days. After that amount of time, it kind of lost its novelty and they just kind of left it and it just became a mess at that point. So I would put it away for a few weeks. If you don't have a full out tent and you don't want the hassle of putting up a tent, you could have them do this just under the dining room table with some sheets covering the table all the way to the ground, if you're okay with not using the dining room for a couple of days. And whatever camping elements you can think of, add those, like save your paper towel and toilet paper tubes and use them as pretend firewood. And then you can set up tiny chairs or throw cushions around this fire and they can tell stories or jokes or sing songs. They'll love going in and out of their tent, bringing new things in, taking the old things out, give them some flashlights. You'll find yourself getting really inventive too. Like I gave them a bowl full of ping pong balls and a couple of cooking spoons from the kitchen, and they created a makeshift cooking grate over that pretend campfire to cook. It was really cute. And they added other ingredients to their bowl, to their pots and pans from crafting supplies. I remember them also creating like a menu every morning of what they would be cooking, quote unquote, cooking that day. And, while we set this up for camping, indoor tents or these indoor forts can lead to so many other imagination type games and venues, right? It could be a store one day, or a schoolhouse the next day, a post office another day. So lots and lots of uses for one tent setup over time during the summer. And the third in-home activity idea I have for you are cheap and simple balloons. It's amazing how many things kids can think of to do with balloons. Just fill a number of balloons. It could be of different sizes if you want, and have the kids play keep up, where they just keep the balloon from touching the ground for as long as possible while passing it to each other or just hitting it into the air themselves. If one balloon is too easy, we'll give them 2 balloons per child to keep up in the air, or have it be no hands. They can use their arms, legs, feet, elbows, head, anything except their hands. And then there's balloon tennis. So if you have badminton rackets or any type of kids racket, they could use those, or even 2 paper plates can be great makeshift rackets. Empty wrapping paper tubes became hockey sticks for their balloons during the summer. Another game is to have them hit the balloon in the air from one location to a target, which was for us a bucket, in another room. And you can also have them draw a face on the balloons before you inflate them to see what they look like when they're filled. It's kind of cute. And you can have them then create a story with their balloon characters and have them film it during the day with your phone or your tablet. And then that evening, they can play it for you, after dinner, like a little after dinner show. That way, over the course of the summer, you can come back and give the kids different ideas the next day, the next time that they play with balloons, right? So what do you think? I know there are a bajillion ideas out there for things that kids can do at home, right? But the 3 ideas that I shared with you today were useful in our house, summer after summer, to keep the kids engaged and entertained independently for some amount of time after I help them to set it up. So if you're working from home, you can have some time to focus and know that the kids are doing something other than playing electronic games. So let me know what you think of these. And do you have other ideas for independent summer activities at home? Would you mind sending me a little voice memo to tell me what they are? You'll see a link in the show notes to send me a little voice message. Quick and easy, because I'd love to have more of these ideas that have worked for you. So thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoy your day, and I'll meet you here again next week.